Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to McAdee's Entertainment. I'm your host as always, Adam McGahee. Just want to say thank you all again for helping send this channel to the moon. We have broken 5,900 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. This journey has been amazing this past year, and it's all thanks to your constant comments and support. You all are the true heroes. We continue again in our series of videos breaking down the nasty, necrotic corpses of our favorite heroes and villains from the Marvel Zombies line of comics. In our last video, we covered the full gory story of the colon-munching Quickster himself, Zombie Quicksilver. I will have that video linked in the title card and in the description below. In today's video, we'll be going over the full tale of the stomach-eating sorceress herself, Zombie Scarlet Witch. No, not even our girl Wanda Maximoff was powerful enough to resist the effect of the alien virus that transformed her and most of the other superpowered beings of her world into flesh-hungry monsters. Similar to some of the other characters that we have covered, Wanda did in fact appear in the Zombies episode of What If, where she had a major role to play. In the episode, Wanda was infected and locked up by Vision, but Vision, being the great husband he was, kept his undead bride alive and would even lure survivors to the facility where they were staying so he could keep her hunger satiated. You know what they say, happy zombie wife, happy zombie life. Something like that, right? Upon being awoken, zombie Wanda attacked the remaining Avengers, who managed to escape to a nearby jet. Awakening the power of the Hulk, Bruce Banner went to war against Scarlet Witch and her undead army to give the heroes time to get away. While the fate of Hulk is unknown after this, we then see the wasting Wanda once again in the final episode of What If, where Doctor Strange summons her and a legion of the undead horde to battle Ultron. Sadly, they were no match for the Infinity Stone powered machine and were blown to smithereens. RIP What If Zombies, we barely knew ya. While the fate of Zombie Scarlet Witch was pretty conclusive in the What If series, I wonder if we will see the sorceress again in the upcoming Marvel Zombies series coming to Disney+. While the overall plot of the show is still very much a mystery, I would love to see just what the writers have in store for Wanda if she is to make an appearance. Coming back to her comic counterpart, this universe's Wanda's tale is not as long as some of the others that we have covered, but it's still a gruesome good time while it lasts. So without further ado, grab some sugar snaps, sit back, relax, and enjoy the full gory story of Zombie Scarlet Witch. Who is she? Zombie Scarlet Witch, like most of the heroes and villains of this dimension, was infected with an alien virus that transformed them into flesh-hungry savages. She made her first appearance in Ultimate Fantastic Four number 22 back in 2005. She comes from Earth 2149, but her origins prior to the outbreak were very similar to her main universe counterpart from Earth 616. Sadly, this all came to an immediate halt one fateful day when Ash Williams from the Evil Dead series mistakenly found his way to this Earth after being smacked here by a zombie version of the Sentry at the gates of heaven. Knowing he basically had zombie Superman hot on his tail, Ash knew he would need some superpowered intervention. He then found his way to Avengers Mansion, where he skipped formalities and got their attention immediately by blowing up their intercom. Subtle, Ash. I like it. Confused and upset that her favorite voice box was now in worse shape than her brother Pietro in Age of Ultron, Wanda and the other Avengers greeted Ash at the front door to see just what this crazy guy needed so badly. Ash tried his best to explain the severity of the situation, but due to things not getting off on the right hand, the heroes thought the dude was crazy and even made fun of him. Really? You're laughing. This man came from another dimension warning about impending doom and you're laughing. Getting frustrated at these colorful clowns making light of the situation, Ash begins to yell, only for Wanda to cool off that hot temper of his by teleporting him into a nearby pond. Come on, Wanda. I'd expect this from some of the other Avengers, but you? Girl, you're better than this. Thinking that Ash could be potentially dangerous, Colonel America then had Spider-Man web the poor man up and take him away to the authorities. Thinking that was that, Wanda and the rest headed back to the mansion for some snacks, only to be met by Jarvis, who warned the gang of mysterious purple lightning gathering in the middle of Manhattan. The gang then fired up the Quinjet to investigate, and instead of it being a sweet appearance of rain from Mortal Kombat, Cap and the rest were dumbfounded to see that Ash was correct, for hot in a crater in the middle of the city was Zombie Sentry. Honestly, whatever happened next is on y'all. Y'all had your chance to listen, but nobody wanted to pay Ash any mind. Upon being approached, the hungry zombie then woke up and ripped through Cap and the rest, transforming them into flesh-hungry, but still intelligent undead. The fresh-out-the-box zombie Avengers then got a hankering for some New York street flesh and began immediately assaulting and eating every citizen in sight. Horrified at the hellish transformation her friends had just went through, Wanda used her powerful abilities to temporarily freeze the zombie heroes, giving her time to escape. Later on, she finds her man Vision, where they both meet with Nick Fury and the uninfected supers aboard the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, where they plan a strategy on how to contain this quickly growing threat. The scientific brains of Reed Richards and Tony Stark were tasked with finding a cure and building a multiversal portal to escape with, while Wanda was sent with the other powerful heroes as a ground team to combat the Horde and rescue survivors. I love how Wanda looks in this panel. She doesn't even necessarily look scared of zombie Spider-Man, she just looks appalled and offended. Most likely how bad this dude's breath probably smells. Here's a Tic Tac, Spidey. No, I insist. Despite the great fight they put up, Scarlet Witch and the rest were soon overrun by the undead army, causing them to retreat. To make matters worse, aboard the helicarrier, Reed Richards picks now of all times to go crazy after losing his children to zombie She-Hulk. He then purposely infects he and his other Fantastic Four members with the virus, where they infect Tony Stark and plan to go after the multiverse teleporter. Seriously, bro? You want to go crazy? Do that on your own time. Your own company hours, mate. Before they could get access to the portal, Nick Fury had Thor destroy it, but was then promptly killed by the Frightful Four, who infected the remaining heroes aboard the ship, leaving all hope of victory pretty much in the dust. We then cut to our boy Ash, who had teamed up with the X-Men Dazzler as they journeyed through the city streets in pursuit of a magical book called the Necronomicon, for Ash believed that its power would be helpful in combating the hungry heroes. Their travels then lead them to a rather bizarre and meta moment where Ash found his variant of this Earth, getting his brains chomped out by none other than a zombified Howard the Duck? Man, zombie ducks? How does that even work? Is it weird to still think that he's kinda cute, despite being a zombie? Just before Hungry Howard could get his stubby hands on our heroes, Ash activated his chainsaw, ripping the poor little guy in half. Oh man, you ruined his little tie! Come on, Ash, you didn't have to do that. Proud of himself for saving the day, Ash took a moment to revel in his awesomeness, only to see that Zombie Howard was much more resilient than they all realized. Just before he could bite down with his bloody duckbill, our poor webbed foot friend was then frozen and turned to glass by our girl Wanda, who came in right in the nick of time. Whoa, now we got a life-size glass Howard the Duck statue? Can we keep it? I can't wait to... Sadly, before I could keep the glass mallard and sell him on eBay, he was sadly kicked to pieces by Ash. Oh man, first he cut his tie and now this? Oh, bro, I love you, but I can't say I'm happy with you right now. Wanda then introduces herself to the heroes, where Ash announces his plan to find the Necronomicon. Her and Dazzler then decide that the best place to look for such an artifact would be Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum, which was nearby. Upon kicking the door down, the trio are then met by a very sad sight, which was poor Wong being devoured by a zombified Dr. Druid. Rest in peace, buddy. You didn't ask for this. You just tried to stay out of everyone's business, and you went out with somebody all up in yours. We'll miss you, man. The undead doctor then apologizes for his actions, claiming that the virus was so powerful that he was defenseless against it. Ash then tries to reason with the guy, telling him that there was a way to stop this. Regaining his composure for a moment, Dr. Druid walks with Ash and the others and leads them to the library so they could find the book. Getting what he needed and not taking chances, Ash put his boomstick to the back of the doctor's head and fired, turning it into a fine bloody mess on the ground. We need more people like Ash in zombie movies. Dude is not about to risk the whole group just because he feels like being nice. Ash is here to play hardball, and I'm here for it. Upon locating the library, Ash and Wanda come across another evil living book with knowledge of the Necronomicon's whereabouts. Threatening to turn the thing into paper mache unless he got his answers, the book then tells Ash that the artifact was in Dr. Doom's country of Latveria. Still having access to the Avengers Quinjet, Wanda leads Ash and Dazzler to it, where she powers it up and pilots them to the supervillain's mysterious country. Upon arrival at Doom's castle, he informs the gang that things were even more dire than they realized. He relays to them that during this time, Wanda's brother Quicksilver was out battling the undead in the city streets, where he came across, who he thought was his sister, being attacked by a group of zombies. He then sped in to save her and dashed away, only to see Scarlet Witch turn a nice shade of sickly blue, where it is revealed it was actually zombie Mystique in disguise. Man, you thought regular zombies were bad. You may have thought superhero zombies were bad, but how about superhero shape-shifting zombies who can trick you into thinking that they're still humans? Not even gonna think about that one. Upon being infected by the monster mutant, the now zombified Quicksilver then dashed all over the globe, eating hundreds of people and infecting all the remaining Earth supers, turning the virus into a global pandemic. With the Earth population nearly devastated, Dr. Doom revealed to Scarlet Witch and the others that he was harboring the remaining Latverian citizens. He and his scientists had spent this time to create a portal of their own that would lead these people to salvation in another dimension. Ash then told Doom that he needed access to his library to get the Necronomicon so he could put its power to use and end this plague. Doom tells the dude that it would be of no use, for this virus was alien in nature, not magical, therefore the book would have no effect. Not about to just give up, Ash argued with Doom and was knocked out by a Doombot and was carried away. Later on, Wanda came to Ash's rescue, where she told him that she would help him sneak into the library and retrieve the artifact. Just then, another Doombot attacks the pair, but Wanda, being OP, makes quick work of the oversized action figure. Using his creativity to his advantage, Ash then takes off the bot's clothes and disguises himself as Dr. Doom, where he proudly marches right to the library. Ash, you been hitting the gym, bro? You're looking pretty buff in that armor, my man. Ash, making Ziz proud on the zombie apocalypse. He then locates the book and threatens for it to help him, or else. The evil book then only smiles and confirms what Doom said before of the virus's alien origin, and that its magic would be of no use of putting things to an end. Distraught at coming so far just to think that he had failed, Ash then meets back up with Wanda, only to see that the castle was being bombarded by some uninvited house guests, which so happened to be an entire army of zombie superheroes gathering outside for the survivor's supper. The combined might of the heroes managed to break through Doom's near impenetrable walls, where they ganged up on the good doctor. Amidst the chaos, Ash calls out to Wanda so they could use this distraction to escape, only to his horror to see that Wanda had gotten jumped by a zombie Punisher who took out a huge chunk of her back. Man, Marvel, you really like to see Wanda suffer. First losing her brother, then her husband, then her fake husband and kids in WandaVision. What'd she ever do to you? With her last breath, Scarlet Witch pleads for Ash to find the Necronomicon and put an end to this hellish plague. A defeated Ash then told her that he already consulted the book and it could not help. However, brilliance struck our hero once again as he bolted back to Doom's library. While the Necronomicon could not cure the plague, he worked with it to do the next best thing. Together, the two summoned a Deadeye army of the leftover half-eaten bodies left behind by the zombie Avengers. This new zombie army then stormed the castle and went to war with the heroes to give Doom enough time to get the remaining humans through the portal. While they were cut down pretty quickly, it gave the former villain just enough time to get everyone through, where he then promptly destroyed the machine. Eventually, the now zombified Wanda and remaining zombie heroes soon found themselves low on that zesty human meat. Thinking they're about to waste away, they are then met by the Silver Surfer, who came to announce the arrival of his master Galactus. Seeing this threat as more of a dinner invitation, the zombies managed to defeat the Surfer, where a select group of heroes got to eat him. Those that did ended up inheriting his sweet cosmic powers and then used it to heat and eat their fellow zombie friends. They even went on to use them to kill and consume the mighty Galactus, who showed up to check on his silver boy. After devouring the fashionable giant spaceman, these zombies then inherited his powers as well, which allowed them to journey throughout space, gobbling up every living thing in sight. They kind of became like one of those traveling chef shows, except they're coming to eat you, not the great local food in your town. Can't say that's a show I'd want to be part of. While the undead space Avengers were out pillaging the galaxy, it is revealed that Wanda had survived her encounter with them and eventually made her way to work under Zombie Kingpin, who had created a posh little cannibal empire for himself. He worked with Zombie Jackal to create a human cloning program so that way those working for him would have an unlimited supply of food. With the aid of a near brain-dead zombie Doctor Strange, Fisk was able to find out about the main Marvel universe of Earth-616. He then sent a small team of zombies into that dimension as a distraction so they could start the invasion. Wanting to contain this threat fast, the secret government group Armor sent in the robotic heroes Machine Man and Jocasta to get a blood sample from a human of the Zombieverse so they could create a vaccine. The pair managed to slice, dice, and blast their way through Kingpin's stronghold, where they encountered his still human wife Vanessa. They then got a sample from the most likely very traumatized woman and headed back to their dimension. Before they could get back, the pair discovered the very disturbing and disgusting sight of Kingpin's men having a nice little human clone dinner party. Seeing that these clones were treated like nothing more than objects like the machines of his Earth, this caused Machine Man to fill up with rage. He then jumped out the window upon the dinner guest, opening fire onto the hungry horde. Please, Disney, we need a show of this guy immediately. He's just awesome. During the battle, he and Jocasta got separated as she heads back to the portal to get the sample back to Earth-616. Going full Doom Guy and completely obliterating several undead in his path, Machine Man eventually comes across Zombie Doctor Strange, projecting the window to Earth-616. Kingpin then reveals himself, and just like Fisk of any Earth, gives a long-winded monologue about his villainous plan. He tells Machine Man that he actually had an undercover agent in Earth-616, which was Zombie Morbius, disguised as the real Morbius, and that the vaccine that the robot heroes were sent to retrieve was actually all a ruse, so Morbius could inject the other heroes of this other Earth and spread the virus there. Man, not gonna lie, that's actually kinda brilliant. Smart zombies? Definitely way scarier than typical brainless ones. Thanking Kingpin for graciously revealing the whole plan, Machine Man proceeds to escape, where he is attacked by zombie Ghost Rider. Not having any time for this nonsense, Machine Man slices off the dude's head and calls out to Jocasta via commline. However, he discovers that the call could not go through because our girl zombie Wanda had her man Vision strapped to a machine in Kingpin's lair, which he then used him to block all outside communication. Man, Vision can't get a break either. Dude's died like a million times, and now in the zombie apocalypse, he's basically used as a living caller ID blocker? I'm sorry, bro. You deserve better than this. Needing to get back and warn Jocasta about the coming invasion, Machine Man steals Ghost Rider's motorcycle and rides it through Kingpin's stronghold and blows up the cloning lab, presumably killing Wanda and Vision in the process. And that is the full gory story of Zombie Scarlet Witch. She definitely made it longer without being infected than most of the other heroes, but it's always sad to see her finally turn. Given her reality warping powers, it would have been awesome to see her put them to use and combat the Horde, or even find a potential magical solution. With her importance in both the comic and the What If episode, I wonder if Zombie Scarlet Witch will make an appearance again in the upcoming Marvel Zombie series. I'm glad to see Wanda getting the attention she deserves in both the WandaVision series and the upcoming Doctor Strange sequel, so it would be awesome to see her fleshed out in this series as well. More than anything though, I want to hear what you think. Did you know this about Zombie Scarlet Witch? Was there something I missed? What other comic character should we cover? Sound off in the comments. Also be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed today's content, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon to be notified of all of our latest videos. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, you are awesome and loved. God bless, and I will see you in the next one.